Good morning, Thursday, already January 25th. We're a month away from Christmas. How about that? Today we're talking about, we'll call it Tesla's drudgery, a brand new dealer amongst the ranks, and lions before pickups. That's why, actually, that's not why I wore the lion shirt today.
You did. You wore a lion shirt. That's amazing.
I don't know. Maybe it's just I saw this story because I had a lion shirt on. I have a shirt on right now of a roaring lion with an eye patch, like a pirate. And I was like, I only wear this shirt when I feel this way. And our producer, Nathan's like, I've never seen you wear that shirt before. I was like, I haven't felt this way in a long time.
Ready to go.
I feel this way about just about everything that's going on right now. We have a new Auto Collabs episode coming out today. This one's great. David Spisak. There is a whole side of David Spisak that this world has not seen. That's or at least this industry has not seen.
You're like, oh, everybody knows him for his auto stuff. Everybody knows him for how profitable his dealership was before COVID, right? And it's like, no, this guy is not just a wealth of information and knowledge, but a wealth of just wild history. So
he's hilarious. He was a stand-up comedian. Yes, that's a true story. Ask him about him sometime. He will tell you all about it. But now that I know that, like I check out some of his responses, like in our podcast, and I was like, he's really funny.
Yes, absolutely.
So you can check that out on any podcast platform. Auto Collabs, COLLABS. Just search that up. Let's do it. We'll also have that. You see, even the picture that we have on the screen right now of him. That I feel like that's like the cover of his like stand-up comedy tour.
That's it. That's it. We're gonna bring it back. We should. Oh my goodness! Why
Soducon?
You saw it. You saw it coming.
Okay, maybe we'll convince him to do a quick like 4-minute set at a soda. He's gonna do it. He's
absolutely gonna do it. It's over.
We have some amazing Soducon.
Texting him.
We have some amazing Soducon announcements coming soon. Yeah, we have locked up our keynote speaker, and it is gonna be on fire. Let me just tell you.
No doubt.
We also have like this really cool partnership going with a breakfast that we're going to be having one of the mornings. That breakfast time is kind of wasted usually. People will be dragging in. We're going to have a really awesome breakfast event. Maybe two, but for surely one. So we haven't announced anything yet. There's really nothing up yet on the asoducon.com site except for the ability to buy tickets. But we have lots of speakers ready to launch our keynote announcement, our breakfast thing. So early bird tickets are on sale now. If you feel so obliged, it would be a great time to get it. And we always give our early ticket buyers a little extra love. I'm just
come on in.
What else is going on? Now this broom post, Kyle.
This is what I'm going to say. Well, we've got NADA. We've got a More Than Cars thing on Thursday. You got to go to our LinkedIn. You got to check that out because
please be there if you're at NADA.
The community has to show up. But Paul, I know that like we're in announcement mode and sometimes podcasty world when it gets it. But this is the real thing. I've been in retail auto for going on 15 years now. I don't think I've ever had this feeling in January where like the entire industry is not taking a breath.
Nope.
It is full throttle. I've actually had 3 calls this week with other people in the industry that I've asked the question, like, do you feel like this January just feels different?
Oh, it feels like this lion shirt. It feels like this lion shirt.
The lion shirt. It's the lion shirt, man. Let's go.
I agree. Everybody is really full throttle's the way to go. And the crazy part is, it is stark contrast to what's going on in like the rest of the news. Right. Like you and I scour the news every day. We're in Reuters, Wall Street Journal, The Verge. Right? We were in all of them. And my wife, she was telling me about something happened in the news. I was like, I didn't really hear about it. She's like, I thought you read the news every morning. I was like, no, I skip most of the news every morning. I go to auto industry news, and the rest of the world's like, they're having a hard time. Automotive is like, whatever happens out there, we're going to make it great this year.
Go.
It's so exciting. One of those things is this LinkedIn post we made called Dear Vroom Employees, where we actually posted a sheet that has 600 to 700 names and LinkedIn profiles of displaced roommates, as they call themselves. And really, that's with the intention of helping them find a home inside the auto industry. Obviously, they worked for Vroom, but we want to bring them into the franchise dealer network and show them how amazing it is. And that post has just gone off the hook. So if you
there is a sales team that's in Texas, 13 people. Their manager is working to get them jobs right now. I know of 3 dealer groups that are all after these 13 people. Like,
there you go.
That's fire.
That is what this More Than Cars community is all about, and it's pretty awesome to watch people coming in. Shawnee, we're in the live stream comments. Shawnee Richardson is in here, and she says we're so grateful. That's right. She dropped in the comments as a room. Welcome, Shawnee. Welcome. You're part of the family. We're just saying
part of the auto.
All right, and NADA is coming up 7 days. We're going to be coming in hot. We're going to be there every day. Kyle already mentioned it. We are having a SODU More Than Cars meetup on Thursday, right next to registration at the NADA live stage. 3:15 to 3:30, we'll be on stage with dealer Andy Gelcher, talking about the More Than Cars docuseries we've been making, showing some previews, and then we're going to have a big old meetup. If you're there and you're part of this community, we have swag for you. We have these More Than Cars pins. We have More Than Cars stickers, so you can put it on your badge, so you can rep it to everybody and bring them in. So make sure you come see us. If you can't catch us at the live stage, but you see us walking around, let us know. We'll give you a pin. We want these things walking around all around the floor. Let's get into some news.
Let's drop into it.
All right. Yesterday came with some mixed news during Tesla's earnings call as the stock price fell 7% on the news that the company missed earnings again for the second quarter in a row, losing about $50 billion in market value. I know. CEO Elon Musk confirmed plans for launching a low-cost electric vehicle in late 2025. We talked about this a little yesterday. He confirmed it. They're going to be producing the vehicle in Texas to begin with, so they can be close to the lines. So he said, there's going to be a lot of changes with this low-cost vehicle in design and how we manufacture it. The vehicle is going to be potentially priced around that $25,000 price point. And so he said this, end quote, "We'll basically be sleeping on the line." And I brought up that I'm reading this book.
For Elon. I don't know if you know that.
He means it.
He means it.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah. So there's obviously a lot of changes going on, but Michael Houston, chief market analyst at CMC Markets, said the problem for Tesla is any significant attempt to boost sales from here on will need to be achieved at the cost of further falls in operating margin, right? Price cuts due to having to compete with BYD in China, as well as increased competition elsewhere. So following Tesla's announcement, actually 10 brokerages upgraded the stock and said, okay, they're living in reality basically. And they set the target 9% higher than it was at close. But all the EV market participants like Rivian, Lucid, Fisker, they're all down between like 1 and 2.5%. So a little EV reality, just, when Tesla says it and they're not optimistic,
I think this is the year. This is the pivot year. This is like the gap year for EVs. Can it sustain and get to the next layer? Mm-hmm. And that's going to rely on legacy automakers and brand new OEMs that are in the market, including Tesla, to figure out whether or not they can bridge the gap of consumer interest to that next layer of adoption, right? And that's what I think you're seeing in the stock prices is like, are they going to figure out how to utilize tax breaks, pricing, the right type of vehicle sets, the right type of vehicle? Are they going to be able to navigate all the OEMs combined this like gap, because we've kind of run out of the early adopters, and can we get to that next layer of adoption? If they get there, it's like up and to the right.
Strong. Yep.
If it doesn't, like this is the breakpoint year, in my opinion.
Yep. Well, speaking of bridging the gap,
segue
time. This is a new one for us. We haven't done this yet on the show, but today we're celebrating a member of the next generation of dealers, as Kate Faupel Grealish, who grew up in the auto industry. She took a significant step, and we want to celebrate with her by acquiring her own dealership, Kate Faupel Ford in Henderson, Kentucky. So she's the daughter of Ron Faupel, been working in the dealership since she's been 15. It's a Chevy GMC dealership. She's been serving as the GM of that store since 2021 and has always wanted her own store. Now she has it. So obviously a very common story in automotive, but not so much common anymore with all the acquisitions and consolidations going on. We love to celebrate this next generation. She said, talking to Evansville Living Magazine, it's pretty cool. It's a lot of pressure, I'm not going to lie, but it's really neat, and she's excited. Mark Shackelford, the senior partner of Texas and Midwest offices for Performance Brokerage Service, who brokered the deal, they said, "We had the pleasure of working with Kate and her father, Ron, in the acquisition of Henderson Ford. We're honored to play a part in Kate's next chapter of having her own store and expanding the family business been part of the Henderson community for over 20 years. We wish her the best of luck in her new venture.
Yay.
Commentary. Yes.
All the people said yes. This is amazing. I love seeing stories like this and seeing people take advantage of their own growth and purchase their own things. And I'm hearing this like renewed energy around the next generation, not to just rest on their laurels, but to say like, no, I'm going after it too.
Yes.
And this is that story.
You know who does a great job with this? NAMAD. If you don't know about NAMAD, you probably haven't been in our content. That National Association of Minority Auto Dealers, they have a program called Next Gen. And every time and every year we're at the NAMAD conference, we get to meet these young, motivated, talented people who are just ready to take on the challenges of becoming an auto dealer. A lot of them for the first time. And so I know there's other programs like that, but maybe we've just been in closer proximity to that. And I think that's kind of the lifeblood. And another dealer, right? One of our Soto investors, Dan Bannister, his kids went to college, have decided now they're coming into the family dealership group.
Yes.
Dan Bannister was a first generation car dealer, and now we're watching that pass to the second generation. So like all that energy, I mean, the automotive industry might be one of the last family business industries in the country.
Yeah. And the cool thing about it is the new generation is excited about the tech opportunity too.
Absolutely.
So it's not just this like,
they're not
I can
scared
make
by
money
it.
doing this.
Yes.
They're like, oh, this actually paints to the things that I'm interested in. And so they're not afraid of it. They're actually excited about it. I think we're going to see some real innovation out of the second and third gen dealers.
Speaking of some real innovation.
Hey. So as we are, because we've adopted the Lions team of Soto, General Motors is also embracing the Detroit Lions' historic NFL playoff run by adjusting its work schedules at their Flint assembly plant, delaying the third shift at Flint assembly, where Chevy Silverados and GMC Sierras are built, so that workers can watch the NFC Championship game. Normally, the shift is set for 9:45 p.m. will now commence at 10:45 p.m. So that will align with the game ending. GM spokesperson Kevin Kelly highlights the decision as a nod to a, quote, rare moment in Detroit sports history. Just trying to make sure that the team feels like they know that everybody's committed to them. If you've seen, also there was a digital logo modification to support the team, which is so smart. Like, why not lean in? You are Detroit.
And the blue is already the right blue.
It's already the right blue.
I love this story when I read it. So Barry Sanders, but despite being from Philly, Barry Sanders was actually my favorite football player growing up.
Really?
Legendary running back for the Detroit Lions. The man could run yards when he had zero to work with.
Zero protection, zero to work with. No gap
just giving him the ball, and we're like, see if you can get to the other side, Barry. We're counting on you.
Yeah, we're counting on you.
But this move is such a Philly move to like, everything's closing down. There's nothing more important right now than this football game and this football team.
Yep.
It's a shot in the arm for the city. I think it's, unless you're a 49ers fan, which we know, David Spisak, 49ers fan. I think Michael Wood's a 49ers fan, like a bunch of people, right? You can root for your team, but there's some Chiefs fans. But the reality is everyone else right now is a Lions fan, including us.
Kudos, GM.
Look, we're also massive fans of you. Thanks for being here on the live stream, listening to the podcast. If you don't get the email, go to asoto.com, get the daily email. It's another little dose of this, and we will see you here tomorrow.
Keep